book.
Yeah, well, I've heard that actually. It's actually a film script that I've had printed in book form, and when I first took it to the printers in Chippenham, they said they hadn't ever heard of a script being printed in book form before.
Yeah.
So it kind of everything progressed from there really. As I say, well, I've spoken to the BBC as well, and they've got the same opinion that they've not heard of the scripts being printed in book form. So the idea basically was born out of that, and like quite often you hear an actor being interviewed on TV, and they tell you how excited they were when they first read a script. Well, obviously, to my mind, I thought, why should that excitement be, restricted just to actors? Why couldn't anybody read a script prior to perhaps a film being made? So, as I say, that's where all this kind of came from. The idea just snowballed, really.
How many books have you written?
Well, no, this is it.
This is the first one.
Yeah.
The first of many, I hope.
Well, I hope so. Yeah. I'd like to find the time to write some more, really, but. Well, I'm a single parent and I work here in the hospital, so it is a time factor, really.
Yeah. I know how time is. I'm not a great book reader. I've read 2 books this year, and I'm very proud of that because I just do not read books. Papers, yeah, I read. And I picked this up the other day, and I thought, well, I'm going to have a quick look at this, and I kind of went into it, and I thought, this is so easy to read.
Yeah. Well, it is essentially it's just a story from start to finish. It's not. There's nothing really complicated in there. It is just a straightforward story with the dialogue, and in between the dialogue you've got intonation that describes the situation or where they are, what they're doing. So as you say, it is pretty straightforward.
Where did you get this idea of doing this then, Andrew?
Well, the idea, I spent 2 years building a rally car, and it's featured on the cover of the book. And I had lots of incidents and ideas during that 2-year period, and I actually described in the book about a strange occurrence where I had all the incidents and ideas going round in my mind, and it was a bit of a tornado in my mind really, and then the whole thing just clicked and fell into place, and I had to start writing straight away.
But why a script? Why didn't you just write a book? Why did you do this?
Well, I think it's because I've always been a big film fan. I grew up watching Ealing comedies and what have you. And I think because the whole thing came to me in the film form, because it was essentially like sitting in the cinema watching the film. It was quite it felt like a moment of divine inspiration, really. So the natural thing to do was just to actually write it out as I'd seen it all in my mind, as the whole thing had come to me, and that was actually in script form. I had to do a bit of research first about how to format a script, and obviously once I'd done that, I started writing. The thing about this, I think, that's quite, it's not unique, but I know that because the whole thing came to me all at once I started writing, I didn't have to contrive the story in any way, shape or form. I literally started writing at the beginning, and I wrote right through to the end without at any time having to think what I was going to write. As I say, it was I think quite a unique experience to have. I know J.R. Rowling had the same experience apparently, because she did describe how she was sitting on a train, and the train went in the tunnel, and when it popped out the other end, Harry Potter had come to her. So, was it Harry Potter?
It was Harry Potter, yeah.
Not Barry Trotter.
Not Barry Trotter, nothing like that, no. Well, let's hope it happens exactly the same. Can you give us some idea of what the book is about, without, telling too many secrets?
Yeah, well, it's set in the northeast of England, and essentially, as it's described on the back of the book, has been written in the genre of the full Monty, little voice, brassed off. So it's a traditional British comedy set in the north of England, and it's essentially about a guy who's a lovable idiot, I would imagine. I would imagine would probably be quite a good description. But his tremendous enthusiasm for life just carries everyone else along through all sorts of mayhem until ultimately you'd have to read it.
Have to read it to find out. Okay, all right. Now that the question is, somebody wants to get hold of the book, Full Throttle, the script. Where do they get hold of it?
Well, it's going on sale here in the League of Friends shops.
Of course,
yeah.
both of them.
That's right.
Old building,
shops.
new building, yeah.
Yeah, and by buying a book in the League of Friends shops, you will actually be generating a £1.25 donation to the League of Friends.
Right.
But it's also available on eBay.
Right.
And it's available on Amazon. If you actually put Full Throttle Andrew Easton on the internet, on Google, it comes up. There's 4 sites on there now on the first page for this with Amazon, and it's advertised through Amazon worldwide. So if you can read Japanese, it's on there in Japanese as well.
I think I'll pass that one by actually. Well, it's very generous actually to give money for the League of Friends because they raise £300,000 a year for the hospital, which is absolutely superb. Thank you very much for that. And it says here Andrew Easton's #1 bestseller. It's doing pretty well, is it?
Well, well, the thing is, because it's my only seller, it's my bestseller.
I like it, right?
But the thing is, obviously, if you put keywords in the computer on Google, for example, bestseller will obviously pull it up at some point. As far as the League of Friends is concerned, as you say, it's obviously a very worthwhile cause. Yeah. It's also, I've actually extended the sales that actually generate the £1.25 donation to anywhere in the Somerset area. So if there was actually any other retail outlets interested in stocking the book, it would generate the donation for the hospital.
Wow, that's good.
And in fact, Sainsbury's, we've approached Sainsbury's, and they've said they're very interested in actually stocking it in the Sainsbury's on Hankeridge, and they are currently approaching their head office to actually find out whether or not that would be okay. So
Brilliant. So any news agents listening, 342591, you can phone me up and I'll put them on to you. You've got to have a drink. You work in the hospital, yeah?
I do, yes. Yeah, I work in the estates department, but
right.
I'm probably one of the less prominent members of the estates department because I do all the steam work. You might have seen the boiler house.
Oh yes, yes.
The big chimney. Well, at the bottom of that chimney, there's 3 boilers attached. And I do the annual inspections for Zurich, the insurance company, and they actually insure all the plant room equipment and what have you throughout the hospital. And I actually worked on ships for 5 years, so I brought the experience, the steam experience, to the hospital to do that.
That's brilliant.
So as I say, I tend to, if I am seen, which is quite rarely, I'm either on call or well, occasionally I wander down for a sandwich looking like an industrial gypsy.
Well, I partner every morning actually. You pop down to the Porter's Lodge actually to get my papers, and I shall have a look for you next time. So there you are. The Full Throttle, it's available from the League of Friends shops, both of them, opposite the Hospital Radio Studio in the Duchess building and also the old building. And also you can get it on Amazon. You say it was on Amazon?
It is, yeah.
What can I say? Price?
£6.99.
What a bargain!
Well,
what a bargain!
The other thing is actually there's the book is complemented by a website, and the idea of the website is to actually be able to read a script, which, as you know, as we've discussed, is not that common to be able to do that prior to something being made. But if you go on the website, then you get the opportunity to sit in the director's chair. Wow. And there's questions on there you can answer, about who perhaps you might see in the starring roles, and also the rally car I described that I spent 2 years building. There's a gallery of additional photographs of that, which essentially was the inspiration for the script.
Fantastic. Have you got anything going about a film at the moment, or?
Sorry?
Anybody approach you about making a film? It's
no.
all there, isn't it? It's ready.
Well, it is. It is essentially, yeah. I mean, obviously for me, that would be the ultimate goal.
Be good, yeah.
To actually get someone approach me about making this. So yeah, as I say, just keep my fingers crossed, really.
That's brilliant. Okay. Well, thank you very much for coming in, Andrew. And as I say, League of Friends shop, they sell it. They sell it all over the place. You can buy it anywhere. Any questions you got on that? 342591. I'll answer those and put anything through to Andrew for that. Thanks for coming in the studio this morning. You got a busy day. You got a photo call later on in the afternoon.
That's right. Yeah, up at the League of Friends shop, we've got the press coming in. And we've got a lovely cake. And it's actually got the book cover on the top of the cake, and the League of Friends symbols around the sides and what have you. So it's champagne cake and a couple of photographs.
Wow, what am I doing at 1 o'clock today? Actually, Andrew, thank you very much for coming in. I do wish you all the very best for this. I mean, for your first book, you've really gone to town on this, with web pages and I don't know, there you are. Anyway, we'll have a chat about it, and you're always welcome in here. And as I say, the very best of luck with this one.
Well, I'll keep you updated, Troy. Thank you very much.
Always pop in. If you're in the hospital, pop in, have a chat with me.
I will do.
Okay, lovely
Thanks a
job.
lot.
Cheers now.